MVP. What can you possibly do to top this?
Win another one.
Every time I watch Patrick Mahomes play, I sit there and think, that's Stephen Curry.
J-Will, you ain't Steph Curry. He's Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan of his sport.
Man, I almost cursed.
I mean, we spent so much time talking about, now Aaron Rodgers, of course, is a great quarterback, but how much time do we spend talking about AFC teams? Yes.
Pulled away from
A lot of speed that we're showing on ESPN, too. It's KJZ, ESPN Radio, Alan Hunt in for Zubin. So, and I just feel like as we talk about Baker Mayfield, we talk about Josh Allen, we talk about all the changes being made in different teams, especially in the AFC, and I just keep saying to myself, everybody's playing for second. I'll get to that in a moment. 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. A question we'll have for today. It's a Friday. We want to be in a good mood, but let's talk about what we complain about. And what do we complain about when it comes to sports? Like, what is the one thing you complain the most about when it comes to sports? I know mine. We've talked about this before, so we'll get your calls on that in a moment. But the one thing that I will say, it's not something I complain about, but it is something I do notice, is that in certain sports, there's that team that is nobody's beating them. When you have that era where it's just this team, nobody's beating them. And to me, it's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Like, we're playing for second in the AFC. Let's just be honest. The only man to knock him, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, out of the playoffs is Tom Brady. Other than that, nobody's done it since Mahomes has been the starter. He's 38-10. Like, this is a dynasty that we all of a sudden have forgotten about. Like, now all of a sudden the Bills are going to win. Baker Mayfield can win with the Browns. Can he take them to the Super Bowl? We asked these questions yesterday, and I kept coming back to, in the AFC, everybody's playing for second. Am I crazy, or am I seeing it the wrong way? Keyshawn, you are the football guy. Tell me what I don't know.
I know a lot of sports.
Don't try to put him in a box.
Yeah, what's
That's
wrong
what you
with
do,
you?
Alan. Well, you're the football guy.
I was just trying to set him up.
Look, clearly they're in a somewhat of a class by themselves.
Okay.
I still believe, depending on where you play them at. See, I'm a deep believer in the New England Patriots. Sorry. I'm not a New England Patriot fan.
You're really doubling down on them this year.
I just feel that the guy on the sideline with the headset and the cutoff sleeves and the talent that he's assembled and knowing what the hell he's doing, things like getting Matt Patricia back. No matter how we feel about Matt Patricia as a head coach, he was a pretty good defensive coordinator, co-defensive coordinator, whatever you want to call it. He was pretty damn good at doing that. He's now back in the fold. That's important. Getting Cam Newton some weapons and some play. Cam Newton was out there playing with scabs, man. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be honest. I know we hate him and we don't like him and his hair and he wears this and his shoes, and I get it, but let's be fair. The New England Patriots went to Kansas City and had Kansas City taking some oxygen. So when you look at that, it's like, okay. Cleveland went to Kansas City. And I know Patrick Mahomes got a little concussed.
Yeah.
But they had them feeling a little, kind of like, okay, we got to come with some firepower. A year ago, both Tennessee as well as Houston had them kind of, wondering about themselves. So it's not just this huge conclusion that they're just that much better than everybody else. The Raiders did beat them convincingly.
Man, can we, if I see, and I'm with you to a degree, Alan, Kansas City Chiefs being right here, right, on the upper echelon, which they are.
Yes.
They are. I don't know why we don't put some respect on the Buffalo Bills name. Bills Mafia. Did we forget, what they did last year? Did we forget how good Josh Allen was? He finished second in the MVP race, voting-wise. Second.
Oh, did he finish second? I didn't know that.
You add Emmanuel Sanders. Mm-hmm. You got Stephon Diggs. Their defense has been formidable. They've been right there. I mean, we act like that game was it's just over. They're right there. There are teams that are knocking on the door.
Right.
I don't know if I agree with Key wholeheartedly on the Patriots.
You don't have to.
That's fine. I think they're on their way. But I don't know why we just keep overlooking the Buffalo Bills. We don't give them any credit at all. We were even demeaning them last year. Well, are they for real? Is Josh Allen for real? Everybody questioned it the whole year.
Well, here's why, to me, Buffalo isn't quite where I want them to be yet because what they do from an offensive standpoint is not portable.
All right, let me call this Straight Talk brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Go ahead.
Hello? Oh, I thought you were saying call you. What New England does in the run game is portable. They could take that anywhere. Bad weather, good weather, sunshine, indoors, outdoors, grass, turf, to the moon. That's portable. I like that. Cleveland can carry that portable. They don't have to be in Cleveland. Once upon a time, Pittsburgh was that way. Baltimore was that way. They could go anywhere and play anywhere. Buffalo Bills have yet to figure that out. Yes, Josh Allen got a big arm, and he looks great, and we like him, and Stephon Diggs is an all-star, and they just picked up Emmanuel Sanders, and Cole Beasley can rap. I get it. But their running game is not portable. And in the playoffs, you've got to be able to run the football.
So you're saying you like the Browns more than you like the Bills?
I do, because of what they could do when you get into January.
Yeah,
They
I
could
just
turn
trust,
around
I just
and hand
trust
that ball
Josh
to Chubb,
Allen more than I trust
turn-
Baker Mayfield.
What has Baker Mayfield shown us
I agree.
last season
But
that you don't trust?
No. Well, it wasn't just last season. It was the end of the season, pretty much, when his game elevated to a different
Well,
level.
his game started to take off when they got Kevin Stefanski throughout the season. He got better throughout the season, and Josh Allen got better throughout the season. Josh Allen, first couple seasons, we was ready to put him back on the bus back to Wyoming. We didn't even want to put him on the train. We was gonna put him on the Gray Dog. You know what the Gray Dog is?
What's the Gray Dog?
Greyhound.
Oh, Greyhound. Oh,
That's what we call it in the
when
hood.
you said
Gray
it,
Dog.
I just
Dog.
realized.
We call it in the hood Gray Dog. But we were ready to put him, think about it. We were ready to put Josh Allen back on the bus, back to Wyoming, and then all of a sudden, he caught fire when he got Stephon Diggs. And we was like, oh, okay, slow down. All right, hold on. He can get a G550 now. And that's where Baker Mayfield is headed to. And so sometimes this stuff is a little, Baker Mayfield has you thinking because he's a little polarizing. He got too many commercials. Whether people want to admit it or not, that plays into their mind about what he is as a player.
It's interesting to me, though, just watching Cleveland. He got his fifth-year option, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, we got into this whole argument throughout the year that no, they're going to
Conversation.
Conversation. Thank you for correcting the terminology there. That he was going to get a big deal. I'm like, I'm going to hold off on getting him do what he did the last half of the season. I want to see him do that for a full year. So everybody just saying like, hey, his progression is going in the right direction. It is, but now that they are the team, people like Ryan Clark said he picks them to win the Super Bowl. That's a different level of expectation for the Browns
And
right now.
on that point, too, does Baker Mayfield have to be great to do that? That's the question. Now, one NFL coach, by the way, I have a Straight Talk brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. One NFL coach on that point says you don't need a franchise.
Do what he did the last half of the season. I want to see him do that for a full year. So everybody just saying like, hey, his progression is going in the right direction. It is, but now that they are the team, people like Ryan Clark said he picks them to win the Super Bowl. That's a different level of expectation for the Browns
And
right now.
on that point, too, does Baker Mayfield have to be great to do that? That's the question. Now, one NFL coach, by the way, I have a Straight Talk brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. One NFL coach on that point says you don't need a franchise